You've been lied to about the best exercises for years. Everywhere you look, you're bombarded with flashy routines and fancy movements that look cool but don't actually build muscle. This video is different. No gimmicks, just the single most effective exercise for every major muscle group, backed by real science, biomechanics, and proven results. So if you're tired of wasting time doing 10 different exercises that go nowhere, this is the guide you've been waiting for. Some of these picks might surprise you, but that's the point. Incline bench press. Let's start with the chest. We're going with the incline barbell bench press. Now some of you are thinking, isn't incline just for the upper chest? That's the common belief, but a recent study actually compared incline bench to flat bench and found something pretty wild. Both exercises delivered the same growth to the mid and lower chest, but incline came out on top when it came to upper pec gains. Incline pressing also puts your shoulders in a safer position. You're pressing at an angle that reduces stress on the rotator cuff, as long as you keep your elbows tucked around 45 degrees. That one tweak protects your joints and shifts the load straight onto the pecs where it belongs. For setup, stick with a 45-degree angle. It strikes the perfect balance between upper chest and front delt activation, without turning the lift into a shoulder press. And if you're serious about building size, go with the free weights over the Smith machine. You'll get more stability demand, better control, and greater strength carryover. Chest supported row. Next up, we have the chest supported row, a powerhouse for back development. You get all the benefits of a heavy row: stretch, contraction, thickness, without the lower back taking over. That chest support locks your body in so you can drive every ounce of effort into your lats, rhomboids, and traps. No momentum, just pure tension where it counts. By supporting the chest and letting your arms fully extend, gravity actually helps open up your scapulae, giving you a deeper stretch at the bottom. That means more range of motion and a stronger contraction when you pull through. Execution matters here. Keep your elbows down and back, not flared out, and make sure to pause at the top. That brief hold forces your lats and traps to fully engage instead of just letting the weight swing. Use a machine, a chest-supported T-bar row, or even set it up with dumbbells on an incline bench. Whatever setup you choose, this needs to be in your lineup. Incline dumbbell curl. Now we're going with the incline dumbbell curl for your biceps. This setup puts your arms behind your body, which gives the long head of the biceps a deep, loaded stretch you just don't get from other curls. And the tension doesn't drop off at the top, it stays constant all the way through. Research shows that training muscles in their lengthened position produces more mechanical tension and a bigger growth signal. That's exactly why incline curls hit so hard. They stretch your biceps under load, then force them to contract through a full range. But you've got to lock in your form. Keep your upper arms pinned back, chest tall, and don't let your elbows drift forward or your shoulders cave in. This isn't a front delt exercise, it's a bicep builder. Use light to moderate weight, stay strict, and let your biceps do what they were made for, moving weight under serious tension. Overhead tricep extension. If you want serious size, you can't ignore the overhead tricep extension. Here's why it matters. The long head of your triceps is the only one that crosses both the elbow and shoulder joints. So it doesn't just help you extend your arm, it also assists with shoulder extension. That's exactly why overhead movements stretch the long head in a way press downs can't. And that stretch matters. The more a muscle is lengthened under load, the more mechanical tension you create, and that's the key to growth. A 2023 study even found that overhead extensions led to about 40% more triceps growth than press downs. Form is everything here. Keep your elbows tight to your head, don't let them flare out. Let the weight pull you into a deep stretch, then extend hard through the elbow. Whether you use a rope, a dumbbell, or an EZ bar, it doesn't matter. Just get your arms overhead, control the movement, and let the long head do the work. Cable lateral raise. If you want that capped rounded delt look, the cable lateral raise is your go-to. While dumbbells get the job done, cables give you constant tension, and the resistance doesn't drop off at the bottom like it does with free weights. With cables set at hand height, you hit peak tension right when your arm hits that 90-degree angle, right where your medial delt is fully stretched. And that stretch under load is exactly where hypertrophy thrives. Even better, cable laterals help you connect with your delts. That means more isolation, more control, and a better mind-muscle connection without the traps taking over. Lead with your elbows, not your hands, and don't go higher than shoulder level. No shrugging, no momentum. Think clean, crisp, controlled reps. Forearm curls. Forearm curls are essential if you want full, complete arm development and grip strength that actually translates to your lifts. They target both the flexors and extensors, which means you're training the muscles responsible for wrist control in both directions. That's not just important for building thick forearms, it's critical for grip strength, pulling power, and overall arm performance. You can use dumbbells, a barbell, or cables, it doesn't matter. Sit tall, rest your forearms on your thighs or a bench, and let your wrists hang off the edge. From there, it's a slow, controlled curl. Only your wrists should be moving. Take these to failure. Forearms recover quickly, so shorter rest periods work fine. It's a small movement, but when done right, it burns, and that burn builds serious results. Hack squat. Now we're hitting quads, and the hack squat is the clear winner here. You get all the benefits of a traditional squat: deep knee flexion, heavy loading, and serious quad tension, but without the stability demands that can hold people back. It's one of the easiest moves to progressively overload, and the machine locks you in, which means more focus on driving through your quads, less compensation from your hips and lower back. Research shows that machines and free weights can build muscle equally well, as long as you're training hard and taking sets close to failure. To get the most out of this, keep your feet low on the platform and drive through your midfoot. That position allows your knees to travel forward, maximizing knee flexion and targeting the quads where they grow best. Control the descent, go deep, and drive up strong. If your machine bottoms out too early, throw a couple of pads or blocks under the foot plate to increase range. Seated hamstring curls. When it comes to pure isolation and stretch-based hypertrophy, the seated hamstring curl is unmatched. Most people think RDLs are the go-to for hamstrings, and they're great, but they mostly hit the heads that cross the hip joint. That means you're not fully targeting all four heads, especially the one that only crosses the knee. That's where the seated curl dominates. Because your hips are flexed, your hamstrings are pre-stretched right from the start. Curling from that position places high mechanical tension across the full length of the muscle. And that's exactly what drives growth. In fact, one study found that seated curls led to 1.5 times more hamstring hypertrophy than lying curls over 12 weeks. That's a huge difference. Lock in your setup, keep the pad snug just above your knees, and as you curl, point your toes slightly away. That small adjustment helps isolate your hamstrings and stops your calves from stealing the work. Lunges. Lunges are an absolute powerhouse when it comes to building strong and athletic glutes. This movement checks all the boxes: deep stretch, strong contraction, and serious functional carryover. And unlike many isolation-based glute exercises, lunges hit your glutes from multiple angles. Deep strides stretch the lower glutes, hip extension fires up the mids, and the stabilization work activates the glute medius. To really shift the tension onto your glutes, take a longer stride and lean forward slightly at the hips, around 30 degrees. That small adjustment makes a big difference, pulling the emphasis away from your quads and straight into your glutes. There are tons of lunge variations, but walking lunges are tough to beat. You're not just repping in place, you're moving through space, step by step, building strength, coordination, and balance all at once. Standing calf raises. Now everyone complains that calves are stubborn, and they are, but the standing calf raise gives you your best shot at cracking the code. It targets the gastrocnemius, the biggest, most visible part of the calf, and it does it under a heavy stretch and load. A 2023 study found that standing calf raises produced over 10 times more gastrocnemius growth than seated calf raises. This is because in the seated position, your knees are bent, which reduces the stretch on the gastroc. Standing tall keeps the muscle fully lengthened, right where growth happens. Pause for 1 to 2 seconds at the bottom. Don't rush the stretch. Then explode up and squeeze hard at the top. No bouncing. Every rep should be clean and intentional. And here's what most people overlook. Foot position matters. Toes forward hits the whole calf evenly. Toes out emphasizes the inner head. Toes in targets the outer. Rotate your stance weekly and you'll hit all areas for full development. Hanging leg raise. We're finishing off with abs, and for lower ab development and core control, the hanging leg raise is elite. Most people butcher this movement by swinging their legs up and calling it a day. But if you want to actually target your lower abs, the key is in the hip curl, not just the leg lift. You want to roll your hips forward and up as your knees rise, almost like you're crunching your ribs and pelvis together. That's when your abs are doing the work, not your hip flexors. Control the descent all the way through. That eccentric phase is where your abs fight to stabilize, and that's where a lot of the real stimulus happens. No rocking, no momentum, just pure abdominal tension from start to finish. Now, if grip strength is an issue, or you're just starting out, you can use a Roman chair variation. It supports your back, removes the grip challenge, and makes it easier to focus on engaging your core properly. Either way, keep your reps clean, tight, and deliberate. There you go, the top exercise for every major muscle group, all backed by science and built to get results. Let us know in the comments which muscle group you're dialing in on next. Train smart, and as always, stay strong.